guys, welcome back to the Tech Room. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. It's been a minute. We almost got to Happy Easter, but it's good we are here.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Audrey. This video is sponsored by Value Chain Factory, which is the tech hub for Value 8 Group. And I'm joined by, they call themselves the best in the industry. The one and only. You're not the best. You're looking as if...
Well, we believe we are.
Well, I'm confirming.
Yeah.
Yes. So I'll let them introduce themselves. We'll start with you.
Okay, so my name is Gameli. I'm the CEO and founder for CyberGuard Africa. Mm-hmm. Also founder for something called Africa Hackon, where we teach young people to be cybersecurity engineers. But I wear many hats. I'm also a lecturer. I have an edtech company as well. I try anything that works.
See.
And I like to build things. Yeah.
Morning, my name is Onsongo. I do things. I'm a chicken farmer. Okay. I like to start with that, retired rugby player. I like breaking things.
Then building them?
No, just break them. I don't build them.
Okay.
I don't put stuff what he does. And then I'm in charge of infrastructure and security at the Value 8 Group.
Okay.
Yes.
As you can see, they do a lot of things. Clearly, builder, breaker.
I break as well. It depends. It depends who it is, who the target is.
Okay.
Yep.
You've talked about Africa Hackon. I know I stopped you before coming here.
Okay.
And I learned a few things, and I think Africa Hackon got my attention. Could you tell us about it?
So Africa Hackon started about 10 to 12, about 10 years ago. I found the fact that when I was trying to start the cybersecurity, it was quite hard to be able to actually get to find other people who are like-minded, people who can actually help me to grow, to do the same thing. So Africa Hackon started to be able to help young people become cybersecurity engineers, and not just engineers, also people who are in governance, people who can actually get to become, who can grow, just to grow the space. So we've been doing conferences, workshops, master classes, just to make sure that we can capture the market. I know there's a big gap in the cybersecurity skills market right now. Yeah, worldwide, by the way.
Yeah.
And the hackers are not stopping. So what happens to the people who are trying to be defenders or trying to help secure systems? So that's why Africa Hackon started trying to do. We've been a bit silent for some time, but we're getting back to be able to actually do much better things.
Okay.
Oh, random fact. I think I attended the first Africa Hackon.
At PwC?
No, first or second, because it was at Nairobi Garage.
That's like the 10th.
And that wasn't the 10th, it was 10 years ago. It was one of the first, but it was one of the first ones.
Yeah.
So where was it? Was it? Yes, Nairobi Garage on Gong Road, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you see, you don't even know your...
There is that one. And then also at former IHAB.
No, it was the one at IHAB. Yes, at IHAB.
But the garage wasn't available at that time.
It was the same place, in general location. Yeah, but yes, so I attended one of the first. And I think that's where I got to know Bright from, yes.
Yeah.
Him and...
You guys have known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
I've known about him longer than we've known each other. Like, Tyrus, him, like, I'm trying to remember. Yes. Jade, yes, actually also, Jade, yes.
So you've mentioned about how there's a gap and there's a insufficiency of enough cybersecurity engineers, and I wanted to hear what your thoughts are about that. Because I think a lot of people go to school to learn computer science.
Yeah.
Why is it that not many venture into cybersecurity?
It's funny because I also used to be a lecturer. Random fact. Random for like 12 years. Anyway,
like
so oh wow. Anyway.
Okay.
One of the funny things is the thing about IT, and I tell people who get into the IT field, it changes so fast. What you knew last year, and which is one of the hardest things I used to face. I don't know if I face it as a lecturer. Like I couldn't reuse my notes from semester to semester because new things have come up. Things have changed. It was exhausting, to say the least, because you have to keep, it's like economics. Economics never changes.
Yeah.
But IT changes so fast, and especially in the cyber cybersecurity field, the things known as 0 days that keep getting discovered every single day, new vulnerabilities and things like that. And you have to try and keep abreast with all these developments and pass that information on
To someone else.
to someone else. So basically, for teaching, you're not going to teach somebody that these are the tools you use, this is how you protect. You just more or less teach somebody how to think around the whole idea of cybersecurity so that they can react to new threats differently and as they come up.
So maybe for my side, I'll say there are people who are in cybersecurity, but we just don't see them. Yesterday there was Twitter Spaces that happened, and then people trying to get to see how to get into cybersecurity. And I realized there are people who are in it, but they don't have the chance or the exposure to be able to actually bring themselves out. There are so many, as I said, there are so many moving parts in cybersecurity. Today, the way I used to compromise a mobile application is not the same way I'll do it anymore because of a new way of building a mobile application. Before, it used to be just, I'll get a bit technical here, web views, and it's basic, you can do a bit of reverse engineering. Now, these days, somebody uses Flutter to build a mobile application. You start rethinking how you're going to reverse engineer that. So new technologies coming in, new programming languages, new ways of building architectures, networks, and systems, it makes you also to start changing. That's why I tell people you can't be a technical person forever, but you still have to learn the technical aspect of things to know how to be able to do security for a lot of organizations. And every environment changes. You think one insurance company is the same as the other, similar but not the same. So the kind of things that you put to be able to make sure that you secure those entities have to be different. The strategies are different. The tools might be similar but not the same. So I believe there are people who go to school to learn IT and come out to be cybersecurity engineers eventually. So, and then there's cybersecurity engineers of technical people, and there's some people who are not technical at all. There's a governance aspect of things. There's a writing aspect of things. There are people who are cybersecurity writers. There's some people who do policies and they cannot touch a computer to write code or to type any command. But trust me, those are the people who will do the best policies for you. They understand risk management and the like. So there are different aspects of it. And we need to stop thinking it's just technical and being on the computer and typing Linux commands.
Which is funny, actually. Speaking of which, so we embarked on a compliance journey. And part of the thing is, in compliance, most of it is it's paperwork. It's actually really boring. If you're a technical person,
it's annoying.
Boring. And somebody's telling you, okay, I've done this. Why have you done it?
But guess what?
I
bought my first car doing compliance.
Seriously?
Yeah. You know Boeing? Boeing, the company? I did the security policy review for them. But nobody ever knows that. It was just because I was subcontracted by another company. But the pay was good. Let me tell you, I bought a car doing a 1-month job, reviewing policies. It was boring. It was annoying.
But the money is good.
But the money was good.
I know. I did.
So, why not?
Last year we did three compliances, different compliances, and for each of them, I had to come up with documents. For each, okay, it gets easier the more you do it,
eventually,
but it's tiring.
So people ignore policies, and a lot of startups, to be honest, forget such small, tiny things.
Yes.
You go to tech conferences and you talk about, they're like, oh yeah, we have the best product, and I'm like, how are you securing your systems and how are you securing your people? How are you keeping the data of your clients, or the people who are signing up on your page? Are they even aware that you're collecting data about them? Are they aware that you're a data collector and a processor, or a controller in this case? And all of those kind of things, people don't put them in policies to actually govern. So now the next time you want to sue them for misusing your data, or your data is out there, just asking questions.
And it's true that you overlook things, and you just and I normally tell people, whenever you click okay on something without reading, then you're just saying, oh, my image was used in this place, and oh, this company is evil. It was there, you just didn't go through it.
Accept terms and
exactly. Yes,
you just scroll and accept.
Yes, yeah. So it's a double-edged sword, because like one of the most irritating things, and again, comes from GDPR, cookies. Like every website you go to, like
They
accept cookies,
like,
accept.
like it's breakfast.
I'm in tech, but sometimes they're just like, yeah, accept all, accept. Just to
just to make your
yeah,
experience
much
better.
much easier.
Yeah.
Okay. So you've mentioned overlooking policies of compliance as a mistake startup and companies do.
Yeah.
What other mistakes should they look out for
I mean,
to secure their firms and companies?
if you look at organizations right now, last week over 10-20 companies had a data leakage of about 20-30 million records. LinkedIn alone lost, I think, 10 million. I was about to download it actually today because I found the I found the details.
Yeah.
I have there's a bot somewhere on the internet that I actually we wrote a code to call it to give us data of people that have been breached in Kenya, from government to personal accounts and everything.
Yeah.
And you keep on wondering why is it that this thing have been done? Because security it's always an afterthought. People only take cybersecurity or cyber resilience, which I should talk about, as a thing they think about later. Cybersecurity conversations never get to the senior management until they get breached, until the systems go down, until they cannot function as a company. Then they'll say, like, wait, this is how much we're losing every now and then if we don't have security measures put in place. Then you start thinking, why didn't you put money into this in the first place?
Yeah.
So the mistakes they make is they think about it much later. When they see other similar companies or similar organizations getting breached or losing data or losing money, then they start being like, oh, okay, we need to actually start rethinking how we do cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is about, you know how to protect, detect, and you know how to respond to attacks. Cyber resilience, on the other hand, is you know how to identify the risks before they happen, and you know how to recover as well. People never think about the fact that your recovery time objective to say in a company will determine how your company is going to even stand in the next 2 hours or 3 hours or the next day. For example, look at the fact that we all saw Kenya Airports Authority was hacked. Then later it was Kenya Airways that was hacked. If you look at those data, I don't know if you went through the data yet, but if you go to that data, guess what? You can actually know how to print a badge for the airports. So basically, I can walk through the airport and show my badge and then
just move.
walk through. And I know which badge go through VIP and which one doesn't go through VIP.
That's risky.
It's very risky, you see, but nobody's thinking about the adverse effect of that in, for example, for counterterrorism. What's going to happen? But if you look at the situation where ransomware, which has been one of the most which is the most prevailing kind of attacks right now. It used to be, we lock your machines, we tell you to pay, and then you pay. This time, they don't lock your machines. They steal your data and tell you we're going to sell it to somebody else.
If you don't.
And then there's something which I keep on saying. Cyber criminals out there are collaborating, right? They are collaborating. That I know my job, what I'm good at is stealing passwords. You want to be able to just use that password to further do a post-exploitation of a company. That's what they are thinking about. They are selling and they're collaborating. Right now, we in cybersecurity in Kenya and other places, we keep on going to conferences and discussing the exact same thing, not sharing information. We only say, oh, we think they'll be hacking down like this, like hacking down like that, but we never think about the next steps.
Which is fun. So you mentioned something, and security sometimes is an afterthought, which is a problem because security should be part of the design of the product. Like from the word go, you should be like, I'm designing this with security in mind, because most people forget, and as it comes as an afterthought, you're adding it as an add-on. Like, oh, we're going to be breached. What do we need? We need maybe cybersecurity insurance, but your system is not designed to be resilient. To recover from that attack. And just and as Bright mentioned, it's the confidence of your company is based on how you're going to respond to an incident. Which also brings me to another fact that he has mentioned. Cyber criminals are collaborating. Cyber security experts are not. So you have a situation where somebody tells you your system is vulnerable. And you're like, how is it vulnerable? No, it's just vulnerable. Here's a report. And like, why can't we sit down? We talk. And most of the times, whenever I go to a new organization and form a partnership, I'm like, can we just collaborate on security? Because things I've seen, you haven't seen. Things you've seen, I haven't seen.
Yeah.
And we can learn from each other. But I don't know why it's a problem. People just don't want to collaborate.
Collaborate.
Yeah,
How many banks have been hacked in Kenya? And some don't even talk about it.
exactly.
So Bank 1 has been hacked in a manner. Bank 2 has been hacked
In the same manner, yes.
Bank 3 has the same
Same.
problem.
Yeah.
But you see, if they were all supposed to share through a common body like Kenya Bankers Association or KIB, Kenya Institute of Bankers, they would have been like, hey, this is how we got hacked. You need to look out for the same thing on your organization as well. I'll give you a typical example. It's a time when somebody reached out to me on Instagram. Typical day. Hi, Bright. How are you? Could you please mentor my brother? I'm like, hey,
Okay.
it's fine.
Yeah.
My brother has a project. He wants some help. And I said, okay, this brother of yours.
What's the project?
Which project it is?
Yeah.
So I'm like, give the guy my number. Maybe it might be a gig for me. I can make some money. The guy called me sent me a WhatsApp. So the first thing I saw was his picture. It's a grown ass man. Okay, for lack of better words, it's a really grown man. And he said, oh, I have a project. We need to hack a bank.
Oh.
So I was like, are you sure I'm supposed to be the one
why
to?
would they approach you? You do security.
Yeah, and I'm like, have you checked my profile online? Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
I'm always the one being on the other side protecting people, so I don't
Yes.
think I'm the right person. Like, no. I've been told you're the guy. You have to be the guy to help me. I said, and I'm like, okay, you know what? This is my opportunity to actually just social engineer him back to give me information. I said, okay, let's hack the bank. Which one is it? It's like, oh, it's ABSA.
Your
Which
bank.
ABSA? My bank. You want to hack my bank? Where a bank? Where my money is? So he's like, yeah, well, it's one of the offices. I don't have to mention which one. One of the offices, there's a particular floor. There used to be double people here, but now not many people. So they usually they can go plant a laptop, give it a dongle, get a VPN, and then log in. So I'm like, this guy does know the bare minimum, but he's reading a script. What he's been told. He's just an operational guy. Then he's like, you do the hacking of the Active Directory. Then I'm like, okay, this guy is reading from somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like when you hack the Active Directory, another guy will take it from there, do the database. I'm like, okay, can you tell me which guy is going to do the database part? It's like, in fact, our inside man is called, and he gave me the full name.
Oh my goodness.
I said, okay, tell this guy, let's meet next week and discuss. He's like, thank you very much, brother. And we're going to make a lot of money. We're going to make so much money. And I was like, yes. And I called my guy at ABSA. I'm like, boss,
My money's
You
not
have an inside man.
I told the guy, expect a hack in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because if the guy does not get me,
He'll get
I'll
somebody
get
else.
someone else.
So that next week on Monday, the call was on a Friday. That Monday, I didn't show up for the meeting. So I'm so sure he goes for somebody else.
Yeah.
Guess what? A week and a half later from that call, they actually found the guy planting the laptop.
And they don't
Like I saw it on CCTV.
Yeah.
Planting the laptop. And when they picked the laptop, Kali Linux, installed, had a VPN, had a Safaricom dongle attached to it. So it's routing traffic. Very nice and easy. That's a guy's job. That's how they got arrested. Now, I said, have you shared these tactics with the other people? Which I believe they do. I hope so. Because it's going to happen elsewhere.
To somebody else, yes.
Which brings
Someone
me
who's
to
not
a very
expecting.
crucial point when you start thinking about cybersecurity or cyber resilience. Our biggest threats are not even from the guys from outside. It's the guys inside.
Yeah.
The guy internally knows how procurement works. The guy internally knows who is a cybersecurity guy. He knows the person who's most knowledgeable about a particular topic. He knows who is the most clueless, quote unquote, about a topic. He knows the person who is going to click on that link.
Yeah.
So to tell you, send the email to John or James or Mary, because Mary is not going to think about anything. Mary is a
There is the
secretary
weak
to
link.
the CEO.
Yeah.
So once you get Mary, you get the CEO's emails as well. So there's a lot of collaboration. There's an integrator in Kenya. I will not mention which one. How is a junior developer who became a support engineer, right? From developer, the guy chose support, which is a lower grading. He chose that intentionally. How does a junior developer or software engineer start having a car? He bought a VW, has a bulletproof glass. Right here in Kenya. Bulletproof. He actually went and paid for bullet. And he showed us the money. My bank account has more than 1.5 million. And he just started a job. He just cleared school.
What?
Yes, right in Kenya, by the way. Then he made a mistake. So he's been siphoning money from most of the banks that they've integrated into. So he wrote a script. The script basically at the last day of the month before reconciliation is being done, he runs the script, steals the 50,000 each from each bank, siphons to bank accounts that he's registered in those places with the crew that he's working with, and then they make a lot of money. The problem was he, by mistake, he changed shift with somebody and read the script on the 31st. On the 30th instead of 31st. So the banks are like, everybody woke up and like, our reconciliation, there's something wrong here. And that was the biggest collaboration I've seen with banks. They were able to talk, so they all in a WhatsApp group. They were like, hey, there's something not right. 10 of us cannot have reconciliation issues. Did you get this error? Did you get this error? Did you get this error? Yes. They checked their systems. More than 100,000 Kenya shillings has been moving twice a month from all the banks. And it's been going up. Now, at the time when the discovery, it was 350,000 Kenya shillings.
Twice a month.
Twice a month.
You see, that's funny because
looks like hacking pays.
Well, but the guy was caught. The guy he got arrested. So this was somebody internally, right? So internal people, third-party integrators, third-party people who come give you services. You need to be very careful about what they're doing, how they touch your system, the SLA, the NDAs. Well, NDA does not really do much in Kenya here, but
I know.
the documents have to be law-abiding, and you have to be very sure of exactly what it is. Otherwise, you'll find yourself on the losing, and you see your focus is products, services to your customers, to your people. But you're not looking at the fact that it's that guy you're trying to bring in to give an API or whatever it is. He's going to be the reason why you're losing money.
And it's funny you mention that because in our dealings as a company, you integrate with somebody, but you find you're not integrating with that company directly. There's a third party. And these third parties are a mess. They're a mess. The number of times I've had to walk people through configurations, so basic configurations. Someone's like, this thing is not working. I'm like, have you tried this? Have you tried this? Oh, it's working now. I'm like, but you're a company who's subcontracted to do this. And you don't even know the basics.
You're being paid millions.
Exactly. I don't even know the basics. I'm like, how? How? And which is also another problem. Like, I don't worry about malware and things like that much as I worry about people. Because people always get bright ideas. People always bright ideas. No. I'm sorry. Just came out.
I see what you did there.
That's a nice one.
Bright ideas.
I don't know why I saw that. In a way, I did. I got me off guard.
Yeah, but basically, people will always get like, you see, like the guy with the bulletproof glass and stuff. Like, guys will get ambitious and be like, why don't I do this? So, which is funny, because one of the things I do for security is I create patterns. And I can tell you, without a shadow of a doubt, this is not me who set up this system. Or somebody has touched this system after I set it up. Because we're humans, and humans have and we're creatures of habit. And you see, like now, this is somebody who, if he was stealing 50,000 every month and kept it at 50,000, he would have gotten away with it. But one, he gets greedy. Two, he's like, now I'm invincible. Guys are not seeing me and stuff. And it's funny because most of, like even us, when you do investigations, like you will find it's a trend. Somebody will slip up somewhere. I normally tell people, whatever you do, if you're going to, there's no perfect crime. If I have logs, it doesn't matter how long it will take. I will catch you. Because I'll just keep going through those logs, trying different things. Something will come up and I'll follow that and, it leads me somewhere.
Okay. Do you guys think that as a country, Kenya, we are well equipped to maybe combat cyber attacks that may come?
Should I go first or you?
Yeah, you go first.
Because I have different opinions on this one. So Kenya is way better 5 years ago. I mean, from 5 years ago until now, it's way better when it comes to combating cyber attacks. The only issue is one thing: collaboration. We have the national intelligence. We have Kenya Police. They have their own cyber team. They have KDF. They have their own cyber team. They have
Communication
Authority have their own cyber team. ICTA have their own cyber.
Minister by everybody, yes.
Yeah, but nobody is putting all of this together and say they're supposed to, which is NC4. NC4 is supposed to have all of this put together. But again, we the public don't even understand exactly what's happening on that side, or if they're actually making sense. So there has to be a lot of collaboration between all of these entities, and not to be very secretive about it, and show it out to the public. Say, this is what you're doing to combat cyber threats. Not just statistics that we get at the end of the year from Communications Authority saying we've combated 3 million attacks. And I'm like, what are those 3 million really? Those 3 million.
Yeah, break it down.
I saw yesterday I was reading that. I was giving somebody some statistics, and those 3 million or 10 million is categorized into only 4 areas. I'm like, are you sure? With the number of attacks we have, you're categorized into just 4 areas?
Yeah.
We need proper research being done. We need people who actually spend time writing technical papers about cybersecurity, technical details where people like me and him can read and be like, okay, makes sense. Let's go and start see how we can implement. So and then needs a lot of collaboration from outsiders. Me, him, other security engineers who are, he used to lecture for almost 12 years, 10 years.
Yeah.
He can write, he can give a perspective that a technical person who is in there will not be able to do that, or a person who is writing needs to articulate the right details to make sure that we are actually bringing out cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Are we ready? Yes and no. So we have a few things here and there, but again, the worst part is there's no easy way for Bright or Onsongo to be able to actually bring out and say, I have found a vulnerability in your system here.
Yeah.
How can you make sure that you actually solve it?
Yeah.
They're not ready to listen.
Yeah.
Do you know the number of people who come to my DMs and tell me I've hacked the government?
And nobody will listen.
Nobody will listen because they don't think it's a very serious thing.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that it becomes an easy conversation. Public-private partnerships have to be easy. Otherwise, right now, the government alone does not know everything. And that's, as you said before, you can't know everything in cybersecurity, right? So it's high time we get to start sharing intelligence, sharing knowledge, and sharing findings that we actually keep on picking up every now and then.
Yeah.
It's true, man. I agree with the whole collaboration part. And the reason I like the US and how they handle their cybersecurity, because I don't think anybody handles it like the US. Because the US they are upfront with their disclosure.
Yep.
HP was compromised the other day.
Yes, yeah. I saw
Microsoft has been compromised.
Yeah.
Like, so many people have been compromised. Boeing, like, they're compromised, but they say, okay, this is how we're compromised. This is how they attack against access. This is what we did to stop it.
Yeah.
So one thing I which I struggle with, because one, there's just a lot to be done, is whenever I do, okay, one thing I like doing is if I go and work with somebody new and I find they have like a deficiency somewhere, I try and tell them, this is how I secure my system. You can use it or not, that's up to you, but I'll tell you how to do it. So one thing I struggle with, when I find problems, as Bright mentioned, I should be able to do write-ups and share them with people and just say, look, learn from this. What you learn something that's good. Yeah. And that's why I envy the US. And unfortunately for us, we're very secretive. We just, something happened. KAA. They've never said how they were compromised. Until now, today, they've been compromised twice. You'd think at least somebody would be like, oh yeah, guys, I think maybe I need help, or maybe,
I think
but it's a lot of ego.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of ego, and people are saying, "Oh,
it's like you're telling people we are weak."
No,
Which
no,
is thing is,
but
it's
need
not
the
your
people.
fault.
You need the people.
It's not your fault that
Yeah.
it's not your fault that you
Your hacks.
there was your hack got but you see sometimes it could not be the technical person, it could be the management. The technical person or the person who was a lead or the chief information security officer could have told the management that, hey, we need to spend X amount extra on our security because we don't have enough.
Yeah.
But they'd be like, but we've not been hacked for like 10 years.
I know.
We're
What makes you
good.
think we're going to get hacked tomorrow?
Yeah.
So it's always, and that this line of it's never a matter of if, but it's a matter of when.
When. Yeah.
You are going to get compromised someday. If you don't think you're going to get compromised, then you have a very wrong mindset. This mindset has to change. Unfortunately, people are not ready for the mindset change until the worst happens.
That's true. And the funny thing is, if you look at compromise, like how Microsoft was compromised, it was a long, the attacker took their time, years.
Yes.
Yes, it's not that it was a thing that it happened once.
No.
Years, and most of this the big ones, the ones that we are told about, it's somebody who's been on the system for years. They've just been stealing data. You have state actors now. It becomes a whole totally different set of rules of engagement and things like that. So it's very complicated, and people need to, one, collaborate, and two, just because you have a tool doesn't mean you're secure.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've gotten reports, and these reports are saying you have 150 vulnerabilities. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Let me take a look at them. What are the vulnerabilities? Port 80 and 443 are open. I'm like, but I need those to serve to serve people. The report I keep getting over and over again, and I keep telling them, you cannot keep telling me the same thing day in, day out. This is a web server. Those ports need to be open. And people are like, no, this thing is a vulnerability. Just because that's what the tool spits out.
Yeah.
People don't take time to get a tool, learn, use it, and then
configure it to
work.
So anyway, those are some of the things that I believe in the cybersecurity space we are really suffering.
Yeah.
People need to change their mindset. People need to change the way they do things. People need to make sure they are up to date with the latest of happening. Things are moving too fast, way too fast.
Yeah.
And the earlier you jump on that bandwagon, yeah.
And now the in thing is like, oh, this system has AI in it. I'm like, okay. Why?
I get mad when people tell me, yeah, our system has AI now.
There's a time we went to bid for a job and the guys were like, oh, does your system have AI? You're like, okay. First of all, I know your systems. No, you don't need AI. You need a basic system that just does what it's supposed to do. What do you need AI for? It's a buzzword that people used to sell.
Yeah.
Which is that way people, my system has AI. There's nothing. If you have designed it wrongly, there's nothing you're going to do. If you don't share that information, there's nothing that you're going to do. Yeah? It's just going to be, you have the fanciest thing just seated there, chugging away with the default settings and giving you fake alerts. I know.
It's crazy.
But I hope people have a mindset change and just look at security, one, seriously, especially management. They need to be involved and say, okay, how are we going to secure our system? I feel bad when Kenya Airport Authority is hacked twice. You'd expect the first time guys learned, they did things to prevent it from happening again.
Yeah.
And then another thing, which I have a problem with, putting everything on the internet.
Yeah.
If you have things that you don't want people to see, why would you put it on a system that's connected to the internet?
Yeah.
Huh?
The ERP, the number of ERPs right now
on the internet.
That on the internet. In fact, I'm telling you, if I had my laptop here, I readily can assure you people's salary slips. Guess what? Even of government. I've reported so many of them day in, day out, but the thing is, nobody ever wants to listen. And I'm just like, you know what? It gets to a point, there's only so much you can do.
That's true. Yeah.
If you want to change the entire world, we have to just start in bits. But otherwise,
can't change everything.
Yeah.
So, okay, with lack of collaboration and, of course, us moving forward, do you think we can, because we're looking at a paperless and going fully digital with a lot of systems, both in private and government. Do you think it's secure? It will be secure?
Nothing is even secure. If your paper is not secure.
Exactly.
Let me tell you, there's a guy who was cheating on the girlfriend. And then the second one got to know. Why? Because the people at the security gate has that.
Come on, here's the name. Like, why is this name here? Like, what?
They were like, wait.
Whose name is this?
I know somebody else was in this house. I don't know who. It was not me. I was not here. Let's go to the security guy.
I know who was here.
So there's nothing ever 100% secure. You can never have security 100%, but being able to actually have it from the beginning of thought processes and being able to actually make changes as you go is the way to. Is the way. Nothing is ever 100% secure. So that was a very physical. That's a physical hack.
I know,
and it still went through.
which is true, because like the number of times you get unsolicited calls and SMSs because somebody just looked at a book where you've signed into a building, or like an M-Pesa, like M-Pesa.
We always give out those numbers. I never give out the right number unless it's a building I know.
They're gonna call back.
There's a possibility I might need to be called because my car is blocking somewhere. Then I can.
It's really strange. Yeah, because even me, I have, and it's hard to think about these things on the fly. So I have a thing that I do, like when I'm asked my ID number, I just change a few digits. I say it really slowly. I know exactly, just change a few digits. My phone number, I just use like either an old number I had or something. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's
You can still remember your old numbers.
Yeah, I've had like. Actually, surprisingly, I haven't changed. I think I changed my number once.
Oh, okay.
And I can remember it. Yeah.
I've changed a number of times. I can't remember the old ones.
Yeah, actually, yes. Actually, I can remember my old number. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As we wrap up, as you said, if you had your laptop, you could access everything. I feel like my phone is not secure, but yeah. Which tips would you give someone? Maybe how to know if they've been hacked? Like just like a normal person, how can I know?
Okay.
Like my phone or laptop is compromised. What to watch out for? Something like that.
Well, I'll start. It's not easy for you to be able to tell if you have been compromised most of the time.
Yeah.
But if you feel there are anomalies in your system or your account or anything, just go back to basics. And the basic I said, email serves as your basic entities to your security because everything's connected to your email.
Yeah.
Be it your iCloud is email. Be it your Instagram is email. Be it your life is email.
Yeah.
Be it the security of this house right now is email.
Yeah.
So everything ties back to your email, and then the next thing is your phone number.
Yeah.
So simple thing, 2-step verification, set it up. Your backup code, which is given to you, set it up. If your email is great enough to have authenticator to use, set it up.
Yeah.
We just need to go back to basics. I don't think people ever take such basics really important, and that's why even best of the best in the space keep getting hacked because of that. So go back to basics. Set up your basic 2-step verification, your authenticator, your backup code if you have to download it, and keep it somewhere and make sure that you can have to authenticate to that. And also just keep on frequently making sure that you are up to date with what is happening. And if you don't know all the security details, ask somebody. If you're an organization that don't have all the knowledge about security, or you think you need extra details, outsource if you have to. More brains, trust me, you can, and the collaboration bit comes in again. The more people you have who are able to share information with you, the better. Yeah. You can never ever know everything. People I used to teach cybersecurity when they were very young and now they're a bit older.
Yeah.
No better than me in some areas. I can't do everything. They're faster. We're getting old, so we can't keep learning everything. Yet they have all the time to be able to do all of these new hacks and trials and everything. So collaboration, basics. We need to go back to basics. Organizations, basics. We just need to get back to those to be able to be resilient.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's called what? It's metadata. So, like, see, for example, you're recording the camera. If this camera had GPS, like a phone camera, it will tell you exactly where that picture was taken.
Yes.
And people forget to turn off things like that.
Like location.
Yes. So you're like, at home, you think that, I'm being stealth about that. Someone just takes that picture, looks at the metadata and finds out,
And then to add on to that, there are open tools. There are open source tools that can help you analyze that picture or data. They are free. We don't have to buy for them. You don't even have to install a tool to do data details about it.
So guys, again, if it doesn't need to be on the internet, don't put it there. And some people do care, some people don't care. Anyway, it was nice you having us. this fine day.
Yeah.
It was a very interesting conversation, and we hope to have more.
Sure.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it.
Because there's things we've not talked about, the impact of AI and machine learning, just mentioned.
That one is a whole series.
Yes.
Bunch of days.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We've talked about Kenya, we've not gone into Africa. So we'll definitely come back.
Okay.
If you'll have us.
Sure.
Okay, guys, that was it for today. Make sure to subscribe to our channel, like us on Facebook, Instagram, follow us on TikTok. Yes, and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.